गुड मॉर्निंग बे।
आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा
नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वणक्कम,
खुश आमदीद,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకు అందరికీ వందనములు,
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
मैं इस्माइली भाई बंदों को बोलते याली मदद।
मोला अली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मतलब बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बटजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं से फालतू बाबा
And of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए को ड्राइव टाइम that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बंदू जानी।
And of course, Baja, what a wonderful weekend it was. Yes, it was not too hot, perfect weather. I know you were like enjoying.
It was hot. Ultimately,
No,
getting hotter
no,
and
no.
hotter.
Excuse me. If you think yesterday was hot, wait till this week comes in, because we're going to have a very dangerous heat wave, I would say, because inlands are going to be somewhere in three figures, Fatwani.
Huh?
Yes, California. Some parts of California, like one of the deserts in California,
Like in
right?
the hundreds?
100, three figures, yes.
Oh,
120 is one of the places in California, But of course, if you look at our Bay Area part of it, we have close to 100, Faltwani, because just in the Bay Area part of it, right?
Huh.
Where the Bay is what? I'm not talking about the inner parts of the area, the East Bay and everything. It's going to get really hotter there. We're going to experience temperature of close to around 99 degrees.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's going to be really hot, Bajam. By Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be really hot. You will enjoy a little bit of slow, gradual up. Right for now, you already know it's not cold. It's like, 70, upper 70s. Tomorrow, the average is going to be in the 80s, right? The day after tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be average 90s. Thursday, Friday is going to be whoo, it's hot. Seriously. And weekend, luckily, actually, is going to come down a little bit, but not that much, though. But anyway, it's going to be heat wave.
How much is it going to come down?
10 degrees maximum.
Okay, good.
90s, means 99 to 89 will be that range, right? So the thing is, Banajan, I'll tell you what, when there's hot weather, you can always expect a couple of things. What? Tell me.
You can expect.
You don't know, I'll tell you.
No.
The point is, when you have hot weather, right, you can expect rollouts of blackouts and everything.
Oh really?
Because they want to prevent fires, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, Banajan, you got to be careful about that and time yourself properly. When you're working from home, obviously, sometimes when you have blackout, you're into long work, right?
Okay.
So all this might happen, so watch out for that and be prepared for it. Don't be surprised and everything. But luckily, I think most of the schools are off, aren't they?
Most of them.
Most of them are
But
off.
some kids are doing summer school.
Some kids are doing summer school, so anyway, we hope that they'll be fine and everything. But it's going to be hot, so definitely make sure you hydrate as much as possible. And yes, we have just one more day tomorrow. Wow! I'm keeping count, Faltwani. I was right. 4:55 ko exactly hum log khatam karne wale hain.
Oh my God.
It's 4:54, 454th day of sheltering in place for us. But tomorrow will be the last day. After which Gavin Newsom has said that all business can go back to the normal way of capacity and everything. But listen to this one more thing, very important.
Huh.
They have left it the onus on the businesses to decide whether they want to have their people coming in with masks or not, right? And one way they're going to do is they're going to be implementing something called an electronic way of checking. Now, I don't know how it's going to happen. There's no talk about how it's going to be implemented as well, but it's going to come up for sure. Probably they'll have people check in electronically and say they're already vaccinated. Because if you ask people, oh, vaccinated, not vaccinated, I can't solve it because vaccinated is like discrimination, right?
Right.
It's a very fine line. You got to watch out and be very careful about that, Baljan, because yeah, vaccination is a person's right to say no also, right? That's what they say. But anyway, Baljan, the things are going to be totally different. We also have experienced many events where people are meeting and they're saying, hey, I'm vaccinated, you can shake hands with me. All that's happening, Baljan. But right now, let me tell you, it's time for us to go into the traffic update for you guys, because things are opening up. What's happening on the roads? You're curious. So am I. Here you go. Raste ka hal, total sustained.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
I don't know whether it is the heat wave, whatever it is, keeping people inside, or probably it's the holidays keeping people out of the state, probably. There's not much of traffic on the roads. That's what I'm trying to leave it. One incident on 880 northbound south of 11th Street, actually. There's an accident over there. The left lane is blocked, but that's about it. It's not impacting the flow of traffic over there. That's very good. Incidentally, it's hot here, so it'll be cold in San Francisco. And that's always the ulta case for us in San Francisco, as you know. A fog advisory on heavy fog on the bridge, which is the Golden Gate Bridge. getting in there. So watch out for that and drive safely if you're in that region. I do know many bandhu listen to us in those parts of the world as well, like in San Rafael and everything. So San Rafael is reporting accident, which actually is quite. Well, actually, CHP on the scene, so it's already been some time since they're there, so it's going to be clear up anyways. On 3rd Street on San Rafael Road, it's the left lane is blocked over there, but not much of a congestion. That's good. And weather, I already told you, share the weather with you guys. Now it's going to seem like it's going to get hotter and hotter. We are somewhere in the mid 70s already, Balajan. I kid you not. Yeah, we're in the mid 70s, 74, 75. Yeah, so thermostat are going to work overtime, many of you guys, but I would suggest. Some thermostat, the rule of thumb is Faltani, you must keep it somewhere in the range of 71 to 73 is what they say. And that will not put a load on your consumption and everything, and that's pretty much pleasant weather also. And right now, Baja, it's time for us to go and check out what's happening with the news. Faltani, do you have the news for us?
Yes, Alta Baba. Do you want me to start off with something that's really going to gross you out?
Gross me out?
Yeah.
Well, Faltani, you do realize that nothing can actually gross me out?
Well, I'm going to tell you something that's going to gross you out, Alta Baba.
Really?
Yeah.
Try
There
me.
is a restaurant that tests out a pizza
Uh-huh.
that is topped with cicadas.
What is cicada?
It's that bug.
So what? It's protein.
Ugh, it's like horrible.
and
It's
actually,
like,
it actually is a good supplement for salt also, by
And
the way.
people are saying that this actually looks like, it looks pretty good, it seems. Ugh. Oh my god, it's
looks
so
like
gross.
berries.
Yeah,
Purple
they're,
color, right?
they're not olives. They're actually brewed ex cicadas. And they're the pestering parts of the Midwest. And a pizza bandit in Dayton tested out a spicy Thai cicada pie, it seems.
Ooh, nice. Hey, what? Why? Hey, excuse me. Once you fight the gag reflex, they're very tasty.
Oh god!
What? They're
Once you fight the gag,
See,
I
the
don't need to
future, the
fight.
future of the world is we're going to go to protein based. It's not animal based, insect based protein.
Oh lord, it is so cruel even to the cicadas. Anyway, just wanted to share that because we were on a hike this weekend, Rajan, and there were so many cicadas out there, and it was like you can hear them. We've seen those.
You were on a hike where cicadas were there.
Yeah, weren't there? Did you not see them?
And
Clearly, Alto
you
was very
forgot
busy
to
doing
shop.
something else. Anyway, Banajan. So,
You brought some. You could have made some cicada samosas. Cicada, cicadas.
well, anyway,
They
that's.
have a bite to it.
I have to fault myself for bringing that up as the first thing, Banajan, in the morning. Anyway, that was a headline
me
that
out, no
screamed
way.
out at me, and I was like, oh god, what is this going on? Anyway, let's go on over and tell you what's happening across the United States. Let's start with the local Bay Area, Banajan. The final countdown. Bay Area businesses are ready for California's reopening on Tuesday. It's only a matter of hours before California's COVID-19 mask mandate and other pandemic restrictions are lifted, and many business owners said they are ready for the full reopening. At Paxti's Pizza in Noe Valley on Sunday, owner Michael Banks said that it was a very good weekend. In fact, people are now, almost everybody is walking around without masks already, wherever. I've been seeing huge groups of people congregating without masks even. This week will mark some massive changes for the state. On Tuesday, California's mask mandates will be lifted for fully vaccinated people in most situations. Capacity limits and physical distancing requirements will also be lifted. On Thursday, the Cal OSHA Workplace Safety Board will vote on new rules that will allow essentially basically the same rules to be mirrored as the governor and state health officials' guidance for mask use. It means most businesses will be allowed to lift their mask requirements for employees indoors as well. A bit of confusion as the state reopens on Tuesday, and that vote isn't until Thursday. But even if those rules for workers are lifted, a bank says that he's going to ease into removing his mask at work. California governor, of course, pledges consistent workplace mask rules. He said on Friday that he's confident that the state's workplace regulators will soon fall in line with California's plan to drop virtually all masking and social distancing requirements next week for people who are vaccinated fully against the virus. Steph Curry and his family have been helping to rebuild an Oakland school playground. Golden State Warriors star Steph Curry is using the off-season to continue helping the Oakland community. On Saturday, the Curry family joined hundreds of volunteers to finish restoring a playground at Franklin Elementary School. In other news, Panajan, from across the Bay Area, I don't know how many of you knew about that patio crash that happened in San Jose, where one lady was killed.
Wow. Was it last week? I think we had this unfortunate thing about the drag racing going on there, right?
Yeah.
Where they actually, one of them actually, they rammed into a tree and one survived, the other didn't survive. Was that the same thing, or this is different?
No, this is different. This lady was Diana Prieto, who's a 35-year-old lady who worked as a waitress at the Agave Bar and Grill in San Jose. She was killed when a pickup truck actually crashed into a patio in the Agave Bar and Grill on Friday night. And apparently her friend spoke with Telemundo, who's the NBC sister station, and she was remembering her as the mother, a vivacious mother of a 3-year-old who always made them smile. So it's really sad that this happened anyway. So that was sad news from here. Let's go and see what's happening across the United States. The United States is going to be expanding work permits for immigrants who are actual crime victims. A new U.S. immigration policy set to be announced on Monday will expand access to work permits and deportation relief to some migrants who are crime victims while their visa cases are pending, according to a summary reviewed by Reuters. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will create a process that could allow tens of thousands of applicants for U visas to receive work permits if their claims are deemed to be made in good faith and without the intention of defrauding the immigration system, the summary said. In news about the COVID-19 vaccine, Manujan, the Novavax COVID-19 vaccine was more than 90% effective, is what Novavax is saying, including against a variety of concerning variants of the coronavirus in a large, late-stage US-based clinical trial. The study of nearly 30,000 volunteers in the United States and Mexico puts Novavax on track to file for emergency authorization in the United States and elsewhere in the third quarter of 2021, the company said. The protein-based vaccine was more than 93% effective against the more easily transmissible predominant coronavirus variants that have caused concern among scientists and public health officials, Novavax has said. The United States Supreme Court seeks Biden views on Harvard admissions dispute. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday asked President Joe Biden's administration to give its views on whether the justices should hear a challenge to Harvard University's consideration of race in the undergraduate student admissions. The case, should it be taken up by the court, would give the court's conservative majority a chance to end affirmative action policies used to increase the number of Black and Hispanic students on American campuses. The action by the court signals the interest of at least some of the 9 justices in considering an appeal brought by a group called Students for Fair Admissions, founded by an anti-affirmative action activist, Edward Blum, of a lower court ruling that upheld Harvard's program. The lawsuit accused Harvard of discriminating against the Asian American applicants in violation of a landmark 1964 federal civil rights law. The Supreme Court has right now a 6-3 conservative majority. In news again from the justice area, Banijan, the U.S. Justice Department is beginning to rethink policies on getting lawmakers' records. Attorney General Merrick Garland said on Monday that the U.S. Justice Department is considering changing its policies for obtaining records from the legislative branch after revelations that former President Donald Trump's administration had secretly gotten communication records from some of the members of Congress. And in other news, Hyundai is accelerating the flying car efforts and offers services around vehicles, says the COO of Hyundai Motor Cars. If you want to, I'm really excited about the flying cars.
Right, just fly.
Yeah, I would love to get in a flying car.
I'm sure you will love to do it. Father, I have a very special, treat for all our bandhus.
No, Altu Baba, please.
What? Excuse me, hello.
Please,
Don't
no,
just
no,
jump
no,
to
no,
conclusions.
no.
Okay, what else do you have? What else do you have for us?
There's in world news, Panajan, the EDF, which is basically the French power group EDF, said on Monday that it had been informed of a buildup of inert gases at its nuclear power station in China and had called for a meeting with its Chinese partner to review data on the planet. There's also NATO. NATO is taking a pretty tough line on China at first summit with President Joe Biden. Vladimir Putin, who is responding in saying, I will have a successor, and he's ready to support a successor or a critic if that person is true to Russia.
Yeah, he has to have his own DNA. Probably a clone. It'll work.
Yeah, and no major breakthroughs are expected from the first Biden-Erdogan meeting. We all know Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who is the Turkish president. They're going to be discussing strained relations between the two NATO allies in their first face-to-face meeting, but there's little hope for a major breakthrough. The new Israeli government now faces tension with Palestinians over Jerusalem. Netanyahu has been successfully ousted. And in news from India, Bandajan, the COVID roundup curbs are being eased in several states today. The new variant Delta Plus is now identified. There's a new variant of the coronavirus in India that is making the rounds. Maharashtra man makes a bomb and asks the cops in Nagpur to help him defuse it.
Wow.
Yes, eager to make his presence felt in society, which had forgotten and abandoned him in the COVID lockdown, a 25-year-old man built a bomb from YouTube videos. Then, fearful of the consequences if he went off, he took it to the police station on Saturday and surrendered, it seems.
Oh my God, goodness gracious. You know what the guy needs?
Yeah,
He needs to actually relax and chill out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Faltani, before we go right now, I want to give tell everybody out there, a nice treat for them. How
Oh
about
really?
that, right?
No, Altubaba, better not be cicadas.
No, it's not cicadas. Look at the screen, Faltani. Look at the screen there. Such a nice pakoras we have, right? But that's a
Please take
cicada.
it out.
That's a
Please take it
cicada.
I want to see it. Stop.
Okay, wait. Hold
I
on.
want to see it.
All right, fine.
Oh, you're gross, Altubaba.
What
Really,
girl?
you're
People
gross.
enjoy
You're worse
it.
than
It
anything.
is the cicada pakoras, Bhanujan. A new fashion right now. So when you go to the restaurant, you can actually order cicada pakoras, not just chicken pakoras.
Altubaba, stop.
Yeah, it's
There's
cicada
nothing-
pakoda actually rhymes very well, Faltani.
Okay. Anyway, Banajan, I apologize. Because I started the show with the cicadas, he's now trying to end
I'm
it
ending
with
with
the cicada.
cicada.
No,
that's poetic justice right there.
No, it
Just
is
imagine
not.
Maggi hot and sweet sauce will make anything tasty.
Oh, God.
Especially when it's fried, Faltani.
Okay, Banajan, thank you so much for tuning in yet again this morning. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pap Show. Don't forget to tune in then and have yourselves a beautiful, magnificent Monday.
जो ही बदली दिल की ताल है आहा यूं ही आया एक ख्याल है आहा पाते हमें जिंदगी एक बार क्यों न करे खुल के हम इसका प्यार जाने किसका है हमें इंतजार कि जिंदगी यही है और यही
Hi, this is Farhan Akhtar and you're listening to Radio The Hotties, where the entertainment just keeps getting hotter.
वो ही पा गए हैं मैं और तू